Oops. Let's see if the audio is working, Sag. Okay, cool. Sagittarius, welcome. I just had to set this up again, so hopefully it's looking pretty good on your end of things. This is going to be a July predictions reading for Sagittarius placements. I definitely recommend you use your discernment to figure out whether this reading is helpful for you. We're going to get an overall theme. Actually, there's more information about what you can expect from this reading in the description box. But I want to open your reading by setting my intentions and tuning in with your energy. I highly recommend you also set your intentions. Think about what drew you towards this reading and also the kind of clarity that you need for your month ahead. Also consider signs of confirmation that could be helpful. You may need to see or hear these signs in order to confirm that this reading is for you. Okay. Spirit, please tune me into Sagittarius's energy. Please help me offer Sagittarius the most clear, honest messages about their reading. Thank you, Spirit. It is so quiet in this room. I turned the aircon off and it just feels too quiet. So I might, we'll see how we go. I'm about to do a lot of talking, so it's not going to be quiet for much longer. All right. Spirit, what can Sagittarius expect for the month ahead? Okay. What can Sagittarius expect in July, please, Spirit? Okay. We have the Four of Coins reversed. At the back of the deck is the Knight of Wands. So with the Knight of Wands, this is your energy. Whenever I read the Knight of Wands, I think of Sagittarius. There is this feeling of chasing your desire, your passion, and not being afraid to take action towards the things that you want. So it feels like overall, the month of July could have a strong sense of just channeling your creative spirit, channeling your flow, and just trying to not take it too seriously. You may be traveling to meet up with somebody, or you're expecting people to come and travel towards you. But there is this overall feeling of just going with the flow. So let's have a look at your other card. Now, the Four of Coins to me is this epitome of stability, especially in your finances and within your home, your lifestyle. It's this feeling of wanting more stability in your home and in your lifestyle. So it does make me wonder whether this that we're seeing is actually a way of keeping your mind off of some changes that are happening to your lifestyle, to your money. You might be spending more money than you should in July, so just be careful about that. But honestly, as an overall theme, it's your sense of security is just not a priority. It's not something that you're obsessing about. It is something that you need in order to survive. But there's also this feeling of just a temporary instability. So you may be moving home, you may be changing your lifestyle balance, work may be a little bit all over the place. Just the overall sense of routine and structure feels like it's temporarily unstable. It's not happening as it has previously. There's this temporary shift that is impacting your overall month of July. So let's get some more cards out now to look at these three key specific areas of your life. So we're looking at love, your lifestyle, and finances. Spirit, What is happening in love for Sagittarius in the month of July? We have the sun. Stop. We just got that card for Virgo, so that's cute. We have Aquarius for your lifestyle. And what's happening in their finances, Spirit? Oh, you got the 6 reversed. Very similar cards to Virgo. It's almost eerie. At the back of the deck is sextile. So, goodness, I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like you guys got to be a little bit careful. Like, I know I'm talking to a Sagittarius, so, and I have some Sagittarius placements, but look, I'm very earth and air. So, I don't know, take it with a grain of salt, Sag. But from your earthy, airy, bigger sister, I feel like you're not paying attention to things. I think that some responsibilities are being thrown out the window here, and you're very specifically focused on what you want to see, on what you want to hear, and on who's making you feel good. And is that a bad thing? No. I think that's a beautiful blessing to have in your nature, but it does feel like some things are just falling to the wayside here with this energy. So I'm curious to see how this impacts everything. Because it's the best person for it to happen to. Any Sagittarius placement in this energy usually is able to figure it out. Like, it's going to work out for you. So let's have a look at your love life. With this sun energy, it is a very positive feeling of being able to just embrace who you are in love and leading love with this confidence of knowing what you want, of what you like, and of who's making you feel good. And so if you're single, this is a beautiful feeling. In your energy, it's a very fiery feeling. It's a very passionate feeling. It's making me think that you're putting yourself out there more, you're posting more, or you're kind of teasing someone very specific in love and just trying to see if they bite. Because I feel like there's someone that you are interested in, even if you're single, and there's this feeling of trying to get their attention. Now, if you're in a relationship, I do think that your relationship is having the chance to just have more fun. There's more romance, and you're also feeling this recognition because the sun is about you. So for those who are in situationships, I could see how you might be trying to do something to get their attention, and it's playful. I'm hearing there's no harm, no foul. It's all part of the game. So it is very playful, and I'm also hearing the word provocative. So look, the sun in other signs can be a sign of innocence and just tuning into your inner child. So it could fluctuate, but for you it feels playful. It feels like you're trying to get something, like some sort of attention. And it also just feels like there's a provocative energy there as well. So we'll see what Tarot has to say about your love life more specifically. But we'll move on to Aquarius, who is representing your lifestyle and your life overall. Now, Aquarius shows us that your friends are very important. And there's also a strong feeling of independence and freedom here in your lifestyle. So the people around you are important because they have to share the same vision as you. You're being very careful and selective, and you may be bouncing off a lot of people. But when it comes to your lifestyle as a whole, it's about making sure that you have the chance to do what you want when you want. There's a strong feeling here of freedom and just being able to do things on your terms. And Aquarius brings in this planning thing that you have for yourself, where you don't want to feel like someone's forcing you to do something with your life. You want to feel like you have the chance to figure it out for yourself. And this could be you even trying to explore a really far out concept that could change your lifestyle, trying to do something different, even in a rebellious way, because there's so much free energy here in Sagittarius and Aquarius energy. Like, it's just like you're really trying to just have fun when it comes to your lifestyle in July. And there is an element of taking it seriously, but I think that other people aren't taking you seriously. And when you feel that, because you have that strong intuitive compass, it makes you want to just distance yourself from those people who aren't taking you seriously and who can't see why this is important to you. And so you're truly treasuring freedom. You're treasuring people who respect you for who you are. Individuality is important. You don't want to feel compared to other people, especially in your family or in your workplace or even amongst your friends. You want to be a part of something that embraces expression and individuality. You don't want to feel like everyone is supposed to fit in boxes and that they're all supposed to just make sense. You don't want to feel that. And so this energy, although it's striving for individuality, it also feels very cliquey. It feels like you're forming your own clique, and not everybody's making the cut because they are trying to put people into boxes. So your lifestyle is led by you with a strong sense of freedom, individuality, and trying to create something that works for you, that you don't want people to compare to other people. You don't want to feel controlled. You don't want to feel like other people are forcing you to do something that with your life. You want to feel like it's on your terms. Now, over here in finances, this is where I had that feeling that you're neglecting some of your responsibilities. But I am, again, a very strong Capricorn stellium, so take that with a grain of salt. With the 6 reversed, it is likely that in July, you may be needing to borrow money to do something, or you may be needing to spend a little bit more money in order to do something that you really want with your money. And it's not going to put you out, like it's not a huge debt, or it's not like a huge expense, but it's a significant expense for it to be a 6. It's worth borrowing money for, or it's worth taking out a loan for. It's going to be rewarding, or it will pay off. And there is this feeling of, again, like it is a part of you doing things on your terms. So I wouldn't be surprised if it is a part of you having your independence and your freedom, is that you need to borrow money and feel more free and feel like you have more of an independence financially. So I do think that this is a good feeling for you. Like it's actually, I'm going to start pulling tarot cards because I don't want to over read. I think we should just figure out what tarot has to say as well. But when I sit in your energy, it does feel like July puts you in a new space where you have the chance to like see your life differently. Oops, nearly dropped that on the ground. And you have the chance to think about the bigger picture differently. And so you could be making some pretty spontaneous choices that end up being very impactful on your lifestyle, that end up being huge in terms of defining parts of your identity and your values as a person. So let's start with love though. Spirit, can you clarify what is happening for Sagittarius in July when it comes to love? Thank you. We've got the Emperor. We've got the Death card. Let's move this over a little bit more. What else can you tell us? Okay. We also have the Three of Cups reversed. All right, where's the back? Is that the back? 10 of Cups reversed. So when it comes to love, 10 of Cups reversed is an interesting feeling because sextile has a beautiful energy to contribute to your love life. This is a beautiful energy of like working together, of some sort of partnership, some sort of relationship. And with the sun here, we can see that there is these warm, playful feelings. in your sign, it feels very flirty. Does that make sense? Like it feels very, I'm hearing innocent in that the intentions are like to just enjoy the moment. You're not taking it too seriously, but you're enjoying the interactions. So why do we have the Ten of Cups reverse, Spirit? Is because you're not really looking for anything serious right now, Sag? Or is it because you're not wanting to think about things too deeply when it comes to love? Whether you're single or in a relationship, the Ten of Cups reversed is interesting because these energies are really fun and almost lighthearted, and they involve enjoying getting to know someone or just enjoying meeting new people. There's quite an extroverted energy here in the Sun of you mingling and connecting and, again, like posting photos of yourself and enjoying reading the comments, that kind of vibe. But this card reversed, it just feels like you're not taking it seriously. So I'm curious to know how that feels for you. But in July with the Ten of Cups reversed, it just seems like you're not trying to, you're not trying to make it too deep too soon. So that's kind of the message that's coming through. And with the Emperor here, I mean, sugar, like if you're trying not to make it deep, the Emperor's like, good luck. The Emperor's like, I need to figure out what this means though. So why would this be in, I feel like this is somebody else putting that on you, because your energy doesn't feel like this at all. Your energy feels like it just wants to figure it out, just wants to enjoy what's happening right now, doesn't want to take things too seriously. And then we have the most serious energy here, the Emperor, which is Aries, by the way, if that's significant. So when it comes to love, there could be an external pressure here to take your love life more seriously, to really think about settling down or to think about taking a relationship to the next level with the Emperor here. At the very least, you guys will be connecting with someone who you find very, like, energetically, I want to say that they're attractive, but they're also, it's the idea of them that's attractive. If this is a new person, it's the way that they hold themselves, it's their presence, it's the way that they project themselves. Their first impression is so strong and they come across as a really strong person, a leader, a confident person, someone who doesn't need to prove themselves. But that's also how you feel. You're trying to channel that energy of, you don't need to prove yourself. You can be strong too, but you just don't want to feel held or caged is what it feels like. Because all your other signs are talking about, all your other cards, sorry, are talking about not getting too caged is how I would describe it. So it's interesting because coming back to sextile, this energy is about expanding your horizon and making sure that you're actually getting where you want to be. You're not just stuck or stagnant. So when it comes to love, you may have an option in love that feels like a high value option, but they're just so stagnant, whereas you want more. And when it comes to the Death card, this is Scorpio energy. In this deck, it's very focused on that rebirth, the transformation that an ending gives us. And so there is an ending here, but that is about turning something into a new beginning. So I wouldn't be surprised if you, Sagittarius, feel like people are trying to get you to do one thing and you just want to do something else, especially with these two cards. When it comes to love, it could feel like everyone wants you to settle down, to have stability, but you're feeling like it's not the time. It doesn't feel right. And it is a partially intuitive feeling, but it's also in your mind the reasonable thing to do. It may not be the logical thing to do, but for you, it feels reasonable to embrace transformation in your love life and change rather than to expect structure and stability. So you're trying to enjoy that process with the Sun, but with the Three of Cups reversed, I think it means that wires are crossed. Someone, it doesn't have to be a love interest, it could be a friend or a family member, wanted something else for you. And you're having to go, well, that's not what I want. And I'm going to do what I want because it's my life. And so it almost feels like you're letting down those that love you. But you're really like taking charge of your love life and you're going, this is what feels right for me. It might not sound logical, but it just feels right. And with the Three of Cups reversed, it does mean that you don't want everybody to know what's going on in your love life. So even if there is something happening with this Death card, there's a change here, there's an ending and a new beginning. Not everybody is up to date about that in July. Some of your closest friends don't even know about that. You're just choosing to focus on yourself and take it in your stride, trying to see the positives as you go. That's how I can see it, Sag. Very interesting, your love life. It feels right for you, but yeah, there's someone around you that's like, why would you do that? What is going on? What is happening? Okay, so let's have a look at your lifestyle now. This is where we saw Aquarius. Spirit, what is happening in Sagittarius's overall life and lifestyle? In July, we have the Queen of Wands reversed. Six of Wands reversed. And the Ten of Cups again. What the heck? Interesting. I want to say that you're doing things, but you're not telling everybody. It's hard because when it comes to your lifestyle, any free time that you have feels like a chance, an opportunity to do something that you really want to do. And instead, from those around you, it's just like you're not doing what they want you to do. I don't know how to describe it, and I don't know how you got into this position, because Sagittarius has a very notorious reputation for being free-spirited and for needing a lot of breathing room to be who they are in their nature, whether you're a Sagittarius, sun, moon, rising, anything in between. So when it comes to your lifestyle, we can see why this level of respect for individuality is so important to you, because you feel like you don't have it. You're trying to either create it in July, or you're trying to figure out how to get it. With these two cards reversed, something's happening in your platonic relationships with friends, family, colleagues that makes you question whether you are enough and whether you fit in. And you don't feel like you fit in. So you're trying to figure out, well, what do I do then? Do I try to find my people, or do I try to be patient with the people around me as they project things onto me unfairly? But with the Queen of Wands reversed, it does have you second guessing your capabilities. And there is this feeling of insecurity about your lifestyle where it just doesn't feel stable yet. It feels like in July, there are a lot of things up in the air. Like I said, some of you may be moving home, or there's, some sudden changes to your material world where it has you questioning your capabilities, your ability to show up for yourself and have that independence, let alone you feel like you're having to prove things to other people. And it feels like you don't have the support of your loved ones with these two cards reversed. It feels like your core family isn't actually showing up for you. And this could just be your opinion, but it's worth validating in this reading. Because if that's how you feel, then that's how you're seeing your life, and that's how you're seeing July. Now, I do see people around you, but I see you not wanting to share everything with them. I see you holding back and even trying to hide from certain people, which is very different to your love life, where it felt like there was an extroverted energy here. So there could be so much energy going towards your love life and the certain themes that we saw in your love life, that when it comes to your lifestyle, you feel like you don't have the stamina, you don't have the energy, and you also don't have the support. So there's a lot of energy here of I'm just going to focus on myself and take things in my stride. But it really feels like you're not really sure what that means. And there could be a loved one who you are needing to rely on a lot in July, like a family member. It could be a parent or like a cousin, a sibling with the 10 of Cups. They're a part of your like immediate family. Well, why can't I say that? Immediate family. But it just feels like you're worried that they're going to resent you for how much support you need from them. Which is crazy, because with the 9 of Cups reversed, like you're not feeling great about your lifestyle. You're not feeling great about your family connections. You're not feeling confident about your ability to show up for the people that you love, because you're barely able to show up for yourself. And you feel like people's expectations of you exceed what you're able to do. And so when you need to ask a family member or a loved one for help, assistance, support, it just feels like you're imposing because you know you can't do the same right now, which is wild, because coming back to sextile, that energy is all about being able to work with the people around you, the energies around you, trying to merge one thing into another, even if it's very different energy and it just feels like it's not working well in July. It feels like other people's pride is getting in the way, other people's expectations, your own pride, your own expectations, and it's damaging your confidence because you're going, oh God, like am I too much for this person? Which is crazy. You shouldn't have to feel that way about someone that you love and about a family member or like a loved one in this case. So it does make you want to reconsider who's around you, and it makes you want to, you know, start advertising for more loved ones. Like that's what it feels like. It's like I need to start recruiting better loved ones because this ain't it. This is not it. And it ultimately makes you just want to be in your own bubble where you're just protecting your very I want to say unstable, but that just feels so negatively geared. But your energy is just very sensitive is how I would describe it. You want to protect your energy because it doesn't take much for you to feel triggered by these people who are supposed to be loved ones. So that's why we have Aquarius. You're really, you're showing up as a rebel, but you are showing up for yourself. And who can fault that? And that's why you're really trying to find people who can respect individuality, who can respect differences, and who don't expect people to be the same. You don't like being compared to your siblings, to your friends. You don't want people around you who expect you to show up like everyone else. And so July is the month where you're really wanting new friendships. You're seeking your soul tribe who can accept you for who you are. So let's wrap up your reading by looking at your finances now. I don't know how this is going to fit into everything. We'll just see. Spirit, when it comes to Sagittarius's money in July, what can you tell them? Okay, oh, we do have all the cards there. All right. Wow, there's Saturn. That's why my Capricorn energy was going ding, 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 because it's here. The Devil card is Capricorn, the World is Saturn, and Chariot is Cancer. So all major arcana cards. At the back of the deck is the Knight of Swords. So when it comes to money, finances, anything to do with money or finances, so your career as well, it does feel like you might be trying to figure out, like I'm hearing the squeakiest wheel gets the oil first. So we're being very careful, I want to say selective, specific about what we do with our money. And there's also distracting behavior here, impulsive behavior here when it comes to your money, where before the end of July it is going to catch up to you. So just be wary of that. I think this is more like impulsive actions that have financial consequences. So it doesn't always mean impulsive spending. It could mean that, you know, in the heat of the moment, we went for a late night drive and our emotions meant that we weren't able to realize that we were speeding. We get pulled over and we're like, oh my God, why? I was just trying to clear my head and now here we are. So it's the impulsive actions that lead to financial consequences here. And with the Knight of Swords reversed, you do have to be careful about peer pressure. This is you being led by other people's examples or misled by other people's examples. So I would encourage you to just get a second opinion before you do something significant with your money in July. Just really reconsider. Even if it's a colleague saying to you, oh, hey, before you fill out your timesheet, they told us to put this code next to it. Don't listen to your colleague, please. This is like Mercury retrograde energy. Go to HR or your payroll and ask them directly, what am I supposed to do here? I got told to put this there. Because I think that you're being misled by other people as well. So it's these little, like simple, I want to say mistakes, but I don't really believe in mistakes. So it's these little things that seem to have bigger consequences that catch up with us. Because it happens so fast with the Knight of Swords. It happens so fast. So let's have a look at your overall energy. I think that when it comes to money, you feel like you're owed something. And this energy is saying you're not owed. You should have either seen the red flags or learned the lesson, which is a hard feeling. Like even to saying it out loud, I'm like, excuse me, because with the Chariot upright, that's how we feel. So it's almost like when it comes to money in July, you and money just aren't getting along, is how I would describe it. With the 6 reversed, the World card reversed, the Devil card reversed. And I'm always really careful because like I love talking about money in readings. I think that tarot can be really insightful in boosting your income and making you more aware, but that's just me and my Capricorn energy. But at the same time, this is your life, Sagittarius. So like this card said, get a second opinion, you know, talk to a professional if you're genuinely concerned, or there's actually something that you need support with, definitely don't muck around. Don't just take my word for it. Don't take your colleague's word for it. Get that professional as well. So with the Chariot here, there's a lot of emotional choices that are influencing your finances in July, and the intentions are good. You can't, like, we're in Cancer season, and by the end of July we'll be in Leo season. Those signs both have big hearts. Your sign is very tuned in to other people's energies, and you're very easily influenced by other people's energies. So I can see why this energy is influencing you. The intentions are good, but these emotionally based choices with your finances do seem to catch up to you before the end of the month. And with the World card reversed, you could be missing a significant due date or appointment or something that needs to either be paid or that needs to be submitted so you can be paid. And when the World card shows up, it's huge. Like, it's not just, I got sick and I couldn't go to work today. It's like, well, I didn't submit my timesheet and now I'm not going to get paid for the next fortnight, you know, and that lack of pay is going to impact all my bills, all my other. And so you just want to be very careful about deadlines, due dates, paying things on time, because the repercussions is where you notice it. It's not so much in the time, it's what follows after with this Saturn energy. Saturn can be so cruel when you don't follow the rules, and your energy is like, I don't want any rules. Don't give me any rules. What are you doing giving me rules? Of course I wasn't going to pay it on time. I'm not thinking about time right now. But how do you explain that to your bank, or, you know? So it does feel like it's a delayed consequence to a temporary heart-based choice that isn't thinking about the rules. And with the Devil card reversed, it's not the end of the world. Can I just end that part of your reading by saying that it's not the end of the world? If this Devil card was upright, I'd be like, Sagittarius, what are you doing with your life? But it's reversed. So it's a temporary kink in the chain of your life. Does it mean that things are going to be irreparable? No. It just means that when it comes to some of your financial responsibilities, July feels all over the place. And maybe that's because with the Chariot here, finances need to be working for you in July. Like, after looking at the other areas of your life in this reading, I really just want to give you a hug, because you're going through a lot and you're doing so, like, you're just, I think that that's Sagittarius though. Like, you just take it in your stride. There's obviously hard days, but the month as a whole, like, I just can't believe you're able to maintain this energy of optimism and confidence. Like, I guess that's like literally the basic ways you'd describe Sagittarius placements though. Optimism and confidence. But anyway, so when it comes to money, you and money aren't getting along. Remember that. Remember that crazy Hermit Tarot lady said to you, you know, check your paperwork, check your due dates, check your deadlines, call ahead, sort out some sort of payment plan, let them know your circumstances have changed. Get that peace of mind so that you can keep staying true to your nature, leading with your heart, because there is a way to fix it, but you just need to start it. You need to acknowledge that you're responsible, and trying not to take that responsibility is going to delay the fixing part. So with the Devil card reverse, it's not the end of the world. It's a temporary kink in the chain where money doesn't like us, but we need money, and I feel like this is just a part of you trying to find that freedom that you need, that sense of direction and purpose that you need. So with the Devil card reversed, I wouldn't be surprised if you're even trying to walk away from a workplace that was also oppressing you and trying to control you. And that's why certain bills aren't getting paid on time, because the process of leaving feels quite messy. But I feel like this is a huge part of your character arc where you get to feel more like yourself. It's just financially messy getting there. So be open to negotiation, figuring out those temporary solutions. Payment plans was something that came up, asking professionals as well, not just relying on tarot, and trusting that this is temporary. It's not going to be forever. It's not the end of the world. You're not a bad person. This stuff is affecting everybody. So that's where you can really find that perspective you need by connecting with the right people with your finances to help you through that. And it is temporary. Let's focus on that. This isn't the end of the world. So that's what I'm seeing for you, Sag. I'm going to end your reading there. Thank you so much for your time, your energy, and your support. Thank you for tuning in, whether you tuned in live or after the fact. I wish you a beautiful month ahead, sending you so much love, and I will be thinking about you all month. So I'm keen to do another reading just to check on you and see how you're going. But we will give it some time. Trust yourself, know yourself, look after yourself. And until we meet again, I wish you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success, joy, love, connection, all those things that you're really craving in July. And I will hopefully see you soon. Bye.